All right, good evening, friends. This is take two. I did a video yesterday and it didn't turn out real well. You couldn't hardly hear the video, so I'm gonna try to do a better job. As you can tell, there's no high production value going on here. This is just down and dirty, nitty gritty. Nothing special about it. Just hopefully, we can sit here and have a chat and have a drink and uh, you find some sort of entertainment value out of it. There's no value in it for me. I'm just shooting the shit and having a good time. What did I say yesterday? What did I say when I did that? I think I was bitching about the economy, bitching and moaning because the economy's been in the shitter. Well, here in the United States, anyway. If you're not in the United States and your economy's good, I'm happy for you, super happy for you. But our economy, our inflation has been totally out of control. Everything's been just totally bonkers, and it's wild. But things are actually starting to change. We had that little, you know, election thing going on, and I figured it would take somewhere between 6 and 8 months for the changes to, well, for the election to see a change, in the market, in the economics, um, the stock market, uh, in general, just in general. And I was wrong. It took, well, uh, there are people that are in the car sales business, and if you talk to them, they'll say the week following the election, like a week after the results were posted, people started going in and buying cars. Um, of course, it happens a lot during an election year. Before the election, consumers are unsure of what's going to transpire, and they hold on to their money. It's not uncommon, not uncommon, but um, the consumers have been holding on to their money for well over a year. I'm going to say closer to 2 years because my customers are folks that are probably, on a budget and sometimes a tight budget. Uh, they hire me to do stuff because most of the stuff I do is pretty much out of charity, just doing people favors. I don't charge a lot of money for the stuff I do. Some stuff I do charge premium price for some stuff, but usually I'm much cheaper than the guy down the street. I promise. But that doesn't mean that they can always afford to hire me to do stuff. In the economy that we've had in the United States for the past several years, my customers, which I would imagine, kind of give you an overall sense of the economy nationwide in general, right? Uh, they haven't had the money to pay me to do the side jobs or to find the used cars or to fix the used cars. Uh, just do these things that they want done. Um, I have a customer, his daughter, several years ago. She had a Subaru. He had a Subaru, and they're Subaru people. And she was like, "My car's got a problem. Let's just go get a new one." And he's like, "No, we are not going to go get a new car. Uh, I'm going to teach you how to maintain your car, have somebody do a repair on your car so that you don't have to go into debt. I'm going to teach you how to stay out of debt, and you only have to pay your liability insurance. You don't have to have collision or anything like that because you don't have a car payment. You're not in debt. You don't have high insurance, so all your costs remain low. But you put money in the bank for those times when you do need to fix your car because you're going to fix it. It's going to break. It's just a day to day driver. It's a beater. So she was like, okay, no problem. She paid me, and I did like the head gaskets and the front end rebuild, like the timing belt and the water pump and all that jazz. And I did all that stuff for her. She paid me, and she was very happy. That's been several years ago. I'll bet it's going on 5 years. And over the summer, we had a pretty bad hailstorm in Kansas City. Not up here, thank goodness, but her car suffered hail damage. And I believe the homeowner's insurance paid for the hail damage on that car. So her dad's now teaching her how to, hey, you take your check, they tell you the car is worth so much money, and we're going to take this money, we're going to buy another car, we're going to send it to Jeff, and he's going to do a little thing to it here or there, whatever he needs to do. And then we'll take your car and we'll sell it, and then we'll reinvest that money back into this car when it needs repairs down the road. Perfect logic. And this girl, I've watched her grow, and she's just aces, and she's got it under control. And it had a problem, and I fixed this problem and fixed that problem and sent it off to them, and they're just tickled to death with the car. Anyway, they had been looking for a car. I think this hailstorm occurred in July. I can't really remember, but Eric's parents, their house, like the tree fell through the roof and damaged the kitchen and tore a bunch of stuff up. It was a bad storm. Well, they had been looking for a replacement car ever since then. Ever since that storm, it was like in July. And what is it now? Like it was November when they bought this car. 1st of December, something like that. Whenever it was in the past week or two. And they have been searching for a car to replace the one she had. They haven't found it because people are holding on to their cars, probably still are, but as consumers in the consumer market, they're holding on to their cars and they're just patching them, bubble gum, duct tape, whatever it takes to make it until they have enough money. So they're riding this car across the desert until they get into a situation where they have enough money. These are the lean times right now, and my customers are an awesome sample set out of the nation that show, hey, we've got money in the economy or we don't. And I will tell you that my stock portfolio, I just dabble and dick around. And in 2021, January, whenever all that went down in January 2021, and when everything got signed over, I was on the phone selling off a bunch of stocks that I had. I was up on them and I was dumping them. And then I liquidated that money, of course, and put it back into the market, right? I didn't reinvest it. I just spent it. It's my money, and I was glad I made it. But ever since then, I had a bunch of stocks. Then I slimmed way down on what I had invested in the stock market. I still got a little bit every month going in, so it's just a slight buildup. But this has been my portfolio, basically graph from 2021, January 2021, or April or May 2021 up until like now. I'm finally starting to come back up, but it's just been here and then stair step down and here and stair step down here, stair step down, stair step down, and now it's just starting to climb. I figured, like I said, it would take 6 to 8 months, but the economy's bouncing back in a matter of weeks, and I now have what you would consider truck money. It's not enough. It's not near what I used to have. I used to keep money in the glove box or in the ashtray of the rollback, and I used to keep money in the console of my service truck. And now I got quarters. I got enough for a fucking car wash, and it's sad because my customers would pay me, and I would put that money in the truck. A buddy of mine was with me up north, and we went to this little gun shop. It was kind of like in the back of a jewelry store or something. It was different. It was really unique. Anyway, the guy had some shotguns, and he said, "Hey, these things are on sale, $175 a piece. I was like, wow, I'm buying one. I was like, you buying one? He says, oh, I don't know. He him all around. I said, dude, I got truck money. I got truck money. Just you go ahead and buy it. I will pay you the money. I'll pay for it. I'll buy yours too. You pay me back when you got money. Nah, man, it's too close to Christmas. I don't know. And this has been, 5 years ago. And he still, to this day, he's like, man, I regret not buying that thing. I'm glad you had truck money, but I regret buying it. I was like, yeah, well, it is what it is. I say, you should have bought it then because I don't have truck money now. But it's slowly, just inch by inch, my truck money is starting to come back up. I've got more and more customers calling me, wanting me to do some stuff. So I'm going to have a drink, and we're going to toast to some truck money. Because the economy's getting better. And one thing I did say yesterday, these jokers, they better get it together because I have very high expectations. They've got the House, they've got the Senate, they've got the White House, and they've got the Supreme Court. They've got a gambit. They don't have any excuses. There's no excuse why they can't turn some shit around. I'm confident they will. I am confident they will. And we're going to see some very positive changes. I do have a military buddy of mine down in Huntsville, and he's in the blues scene down there. So if you know Terry Brooks, you just tell him I said hello, I love him, and give him a big hug. But he's extremely far left, and it doesn't mean we're not friends. It doesn't mean I don't like the guy. I love him. I'd do anything for him. But he's way far left, and he's convinced that everything's going to go to hell in a handbasket. Sorry to tell you this, Terry, but we are in hell in a handbasket in our current situation. Especially those people in the Carolinas. Man, that was tough. They're still up there living in tents and shit, and we've got illegal aliens that we're still flying these people in. We're flying them in. Look at Omni Air and a few of the other contractors. They're flying them in under government military flights using government money. They're coming into Topeka. They're coming into Chicago. They're everywhere. They're just flying them in by the tens of thousands. And we're putting them up in hotels, and we're giving them Visa cards, like the Visa Pay cards. They're handing that shit out like candy. We need to be putting these resources into our country, to our citizens. That they need it. So let's get back on track here. We're going to have a drink because we're generating some truck money. I hope you're generating a little bit of truck money too. I hope the economy is starting to come back and you're starting to realize those benefits. But this is Starlight Distillery Blackberry Whiskey. It's a blackberry flavored whiskey. It is 84 proof. This comes out of Indiana. What's Huber, Indiana. I don't even know where that is. Let me know if you know where Huber Road, Borden, Indiana. Let me know if you know where the hell that is. Anyway, and I wanted to cover these. You see that ice cube? That's really cool. It's a ball. But these are the small ones. I got this smoker thing to where you put the little cap on the glass and then you light the cherry wood flakes in there and the smoke settles down into your beverage. And then you take the lid off and you drink your little beverage with some smoke kit. Well, it was a smoke kit and it comes with glasses, large, short glasses. And they had these plastic glasses in the kit. And I'm like, what the fuck are these plastic glasses? And I got to looking. I had to look it up on like YouTube and watch a video. They are molds for ice cubes, but they're ice balls. They're enormous. I don't even know that they'd fit into this glass, just barely. They're enormous. You go down to Kansas City to an adult beverage place that serves, fancy whiskey or whatever, and you can have your whiskey served with one of them giant ice balls. Guess how much they charge for that additional ice ball? $3. $3. So your $7 drink, which is a little shot of whiskey, you pour it over a giant ice ball for 10. I don't think so. Anyway, I made this drink last night and it was fantastic. So this is the Starlight Blackberry 84 proof whiskey, and we're going to dump in about a shot and a half. We're going to dump in a lot of fucking whiskey because we're hoping for a lot of fucking truck money. No, we're not going to slow down. We're not going to slow down a bit. We got to kick it into high fucking gear because I got to have money so that I can go down to Campsite Bravo in February. Cousin Eric's down there hunting. He's trying to deer hunt, and there's dogs running shit off. There's raccoons everywhere. There's giant skunks and the bobcats. And I got a night vision scope, and I went through hell getting it on my 22 mag, but it should be ready by tomorrow. So I can't wait until February. I really can't. I miss my cousin. I miss my time down there. I miss being off the grid. I miss just being. So we're going to have a little toast to truck money. Look at that. That's even a beautiful drink. It turned out a pink. Yeah, that's my Mark Twain distilling out of where the hell is that? Hannibal, Missouri. Good place, good beer. But yeah, this is not beer. It kind of looks like champagne. Beautiful, beautiful. That is so smooth. That is the smoothest whiskey drink when you, I dumped a shot and a half into that glass, and I haven't even used a full can of 7-Up. And it's absolutely smooth. It's almost like drinking out of one of those double bubbles. Fantastic. I would suggest maybe a little bit of 7-Up, but for sure, this Starlight whiskey, I'm sure you can get it at your local liquor store if you have a good liquor store. We have a few good ones here in town, but if you don't live close to a large city, it's really hard to get a good selection of whiskeys. But this is a good drink. I would recommend it any day, and I would recommend going out and get you some truck money. I hope your economy is as good as mine. It's not fantastic right now. It's getting much better, and we haven't struggled, but my customers have, and it's my customers that I'm more concerned about. I'm always concerned about the guys next door, the people next door, the people around me. I want their lives to be good. I can make my life good. I'm just an optimistic human being. But there are a lot of people that struggle. And I don't get me wrong, I've struggled. When I was young, man, it was a struggle. It really was. Even with side gigs and shit, there were times I was in the military, right? There's people out here. We know, man. We was in the Army. I got an old statement, leave an earnings statement back here. I don't know when it was from, 1993 or 92 or something. Yeah, no, I made I don't know, I can't tell you, $700 a month? No, I'm serious. That's not bullshit. And my wife at the time didn't believe in working. She still doesn't believe in working. My ex-wife. Anyway, yeah, whole different story. That's a different shot of whiskey right there. But I hope you have a wonderful Christmas. I hope you can afford it. I sure can't. But I hope it goes well, and nothing but good vibes your way. Go out and get yourself some truck money, and if you're one of my customers, thank you for mine, because I really appreciate it. You see the smile on my face. It's not because our economy's in the shitter. I mean, it's going to make a comeback, and it's good to see that kind of consumer confidence coming into play. Don't go out and get yourself in debt just because you're confident about your future. That'll get you in trouble too. Mind your P's and Q's. Mind your pennies. Keep an eye on your bank account. Make good decisions. I guess listen to Dave Ramsey from time to time. It's not going to hurt. It's not going to hurt. I'm not crazy about the ideas, but some of it I do follow. Anyway, have a wonderful week. Stay warm because it's a cold son of a bitch. Try not to work too much overtime. Love you all.